Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm very excited as the data's just been released and we can now take a look at the Warren Buffett portfolio for 2021. Not that he needs much of an introduction, but Warren Buffett is arguably the world's greatest investor. His net worth is around $85 billion and he started investing at the tender age of 11. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the full Berkshire Hathaway portfolio, including all the most recent changes that have been made to bring the portfolio into 2021. And I'll also include some really interesting performance data on the portfolio as well. Just bear in mind, this is only data on his US stock holdings. So this won't include anything like property or bonds or gold or crypto. Not that he would have those in his portfolio anyway. As always, if you do find anything useful in the video, then be sure to drop a like. That would be very much appreciated. Okay, so sit back and relax. Here is Warren Buffett's stock portfolio for 2021. Okay, so here is what we've got coming up. We're first going to jump straight into and take a look at the Warren Buffett portfolio for 2021. We'll then take a look at the most recent changes, and oftentimes this is even more important as you get to see what he's been buying, what he's been selling, where he's been putting money into and decreases. And then we'll finish with some insights on the performance of the portfolio. So, drum roll please, here is the Berkshire Hathaway portfolio for 2021. And as you can see, first up, this portfolio is now valued around 270 billion and it's made up of 47 different positions. Now, this is ranked from left to right, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, as opposed to going down the list here. And also note that 85% of this portfolio is made up in just the top 10 positions. So Warren Buffett has said on several occasions that he's not a huge fan of diversification. He prefers to find a few good companies and then put most of the money in those. So what are the insights we can say? Well, it's now looking like the number one position, which is Apple, is almost 50% of the portfolio. So if anything were to happen with Apple, this portfolio is going to take a really big hit. Now, feel free to pause if you want to spend more time on this, but now I'm going to include something in the portfolio, which is what most people miss, and that is the cash position and cash equivalents of Berkshire Hathaway. Check this out. So now I've included cash and cash equivalents, and look how it changes the portfolio. So now the total value is 415 billion and the single largest position is cash. And look what it's done to his position in Apple. This has now come down to under a third. And for me, this completely changes the dynamic of the portfolio. And according to CNBC, his cash position is around 145 billion. And I believe this to be a record high cash position for the company. Now, when it comes to portfolios, the ideal thing to look at would be net worth, because every time you add another piece into the portfolio, you get the true picture. So ideally, we'd have property, commodities, everything that they own. Then you can truly see where the money is going. And you can see just by adding the cash position how much it changes this portfolio. A bit more analysis into the cash position. So this is the Berkshire Hathaway cash position going back a few years. And for me, starting around 2019, you can see he's not really been buying that much. And the cash position has been building and building and building. And now it's close to record highs. So this tells me a lot about what he thinks about the economy. And I know that he loves to buy stocks when they're at a discount, not at all-time highs. So this time, as the portfolio, 85% was in the top 10. This is just the top 10 companies, and then I've grouped together everything else. So you can see most of this portfolio is in the top 10. I recently did the portfolio of Ray Dalio's Bridgewater Associates, and you can see this made up 427 different positions, and there were hundreds of these micro positions. In fact, I couldn't even list them because it was crashing the computer. This is the portfolio of Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, his O-Shares investment advisors, and again, 260 different positions. And I often think, how do they even manage all of these hundreds of different micro positions? So for me, it's very refreshing that one of the world's greatest investors likes to keep things simple. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Okay, so now it's time to take a look at the most recent changes, and often this is the most valuable part because you get to see his thought process. Where is he putting money into? Where is he pulling money out of? What has he been buying and also selling? Let's take a look. First up, what has he sold out of? This is the list. So we can see Financial Services Group, JP Morgan Chase, and another bank. So obviously reducing this financial services position here. Barrick Gold. So this was a purchase from a couple of quarters ago, and it was a very strange purchase because it was only a really small position anyway. The next quarter he reduced it right down, and now he's sold out of it. So it seems pretty pointless. And to me, this feels like a bit of a PR stunt, as he got himself and the company all over the press. And then last quarter, he did buy some pharmaceutical companies, which I'll cover in a second, but it's Pfizer which he has decided to close out on. Next up, positions he has reduced down. And this is in order of how big they are in the portfolio. So you can see he's trimmed 6% off his largest position of Apple. US Bank Corp is a non-point really. 10% reduction in General Motors. Wells Fargo, this is probably the big one on this page, a 59% reduction. 30% almost from Suncor Energy, and then 10% off Liberty Latin America. And these are the companies that he's moved money into. So we can see the top three, these are his pharmaceutical positions, which were relatively new, and he's bumped up by 20%, 30%, and 10%, 34% up in Kroger, and then 117% increase in T-Mobile. And these are the brand new positions for Warren Buffett. The big one for this quarter is $8.6 billion into Verizon, $4 billion purchase into Chevron, $500 million into Marsh & McLennan, and $364 million into SSP Group. So stay tuned because I'll probably do a separate video that goes a bit more in depth on these different new positions. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. And let's finish with some performance data on this portfolio. So first up, we have a quarterly chart, and this goes back to the Q4 of 2018. So what can we say here? Well, true Warren Buffett style, he just has consistent growth quarter over quarter. Obviously, we had this big drop and pretty much everything went down due to the pandemic, Q1 2020, but then pretty solid growth from there, and then setting new all-time highs Q4 2020. And then we have performance against the S&P 500. So we'll take a look at the 5-year, the 3-year, and the 1-year chart. The purple, this top line here is S&P. The blue line underneath is Berkshire Hathaway. So you can see 5-year, the S&P's done just under 100%. Warren Buffett did 101, so pretty much the same on a 5-year. 3-year, you can see he starts to slip below. S&P did 40% and Warren Buffett did 33%. And then as we get closer, this is the 1-year performance. There now really is a big difference. S&P has done 16%, where Berkshire Hathaway only 7.65. So S&P is double Berkshire Hathaway, which is a pretty big jump. Only buy something you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. So there you are, guys. That was a deep look at Warren Buffett's stock portfolio for 2021. Interesting to see them keeping a record high cash position. I think he's fully ready to become greedy when others are fearful. His biggest purchase was the huge $8.6 billion into Verizon. He bumped up all his pharmaceutical positions except for Pfizer, which he sold out of. He's clearly not very happy with Wells Fargo. And his portfolio performance is very similar to the S&P, however, more recently it's now starting to slip below. So, lots covered, and I hope you found this useful. In fact, just one favor to ask, if you did find anything useful in the video, be sure to drop a like. That would be very much appreciated. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to click below and join us. I do have some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.